Hello and welcome to today's lecture. Today's lecture will be focused on our digital files and what will be required to save them and store them this semester. We will be going over how to manage our digital files. This will be essential to stay organized. File management. File management is a method of organizing your files logically for yourself or the next person to find them. These guidelines can be adapted to fit any filing system to keep order and organization. Properly named folders and subfolders are important so you or future coworkers can find the proper files quickly and efficiently. In the print industry, this is very important, as much because the longer it takes for you to look for your files, the more money you're going to be spending, and time is money. Another piece is customers like to use their print shop as an archive system. So whether it's a winery that wants to go back and look for an old vintage, or maybe a customer's computer has crashed and they've lost all their work and they're using you to have working files available. Where are you storing your files? Whether you can save your files on an external hard drive or with a cloud-based system, the key thing to remember is to save your files in the same place every time. This is going to be really important this year. It'll be easy to save your files on your desktop or save them on your internal hard drive on your computer. Make sure you're also saving them somewhere that if something happens and you lose all your work or your computer crashes, something happens, you can find them later on. I truly recommend OneDrive, as NSCC gives every student 1 terabyte worth of storage, and this will really help keep everything organized and in one place. First things first. Step 1 is to create 2 folders for semester 1 and semester 2. From there, you can create subfolders for semester 1 for each class you are currently taking. So once again, this is going to be really important to keep every class separate. It's going to be easy to save everything in the same spot, and then week to week you'll be trying to find out where those places are. Important to know, each of your classes will require a different naming format. I'm sorry, it's going to be a lot to remember. Make a cheat sheet, have it on your desk so you can look for it each time. It's going to be so important you pay attention. Matt, Aaron, Stephanie, and myself are all going to have different naming conventions, different formats, and each assignment that I give you will be graded on the naming convention. So make sure you keep this straight. You'll have this lecture, you'll have Brightspace. You can always go back and look it up, but it's going to be very important you pay attention to what each of your classes require. Each assignment this year will require a properly named working file, main folder, and subfolders. Let's break it down. Your main folder. So each assignment that I give will have one main folder. So everything that you save, everything you work on will all go into this one folder for your main assignment. Inside that main folder, you'll have your InDesign package folder and a supplied folder. Your main folder. This folder will contain the entire assignment. For Brightspace, it will need to be compressed before uploading. So as we went through last week for A1, you have to compress the folder before you can upload it to Brightspace, and this is going to be important to follow through with each following assignment. The naming convention for the main folder is AMCA A1 underscore last name. So AMCA underscore, that's your program name. A1 is your assignment number. So as you already saw, our samples were A1, our communication assignment was A2, and this week's assignment will be A3. So your assignment sheet will give you that assignment number. And last but not least, your last name. I only need your last name. So this will just be my way of keeping track of which assignment belongs to who. but only your last name. Supplied folder. This folder is created inside the main folder. It is designed for you to input any files that are supplied for that assignment, or any other raw materials you may be using for this assignment. This is going to be very important to keep things straight, to keep things together. Every time we have an assignment, I usually have something for you to download. So on Brightspace, there will be a download folder, and it'll be important for you to save it and put it right into the supplied folder of that assignment. This way, if you happen to be switching computers, maybe you're going to a friend's house, maybe, who knows. But if you put it all in the supplied folder, you don't have to go looking for it later on. Some of our assignments, I will be giving you files, and also some assignments I require you to source your own photos, your own information, and it's important to just keep that all in the supplied folder where it can be easily accessed. Also, I do mark the supplied folder, so if I ask for files or files are required to be there, you better have them there. The supplied folder is required regardless if anything is supplied. So I'll read that again. The supplied folder is required regardless if anything is supplied. So even if there's nothing for the assignment that's required, I still want to see a subfolder named supplied. This is as much to get in the habit, get used to it, and just keep our system flowing nicely. Package folder. The second folder required in our main folder is a folder that InDesign and Illustrator helped create. This folder will hold our working files. This will be essential for every single assignment. Working files are where you go to reopen your saved work to continue working on it. It is important to remember that every time you update your InDesign file, you will need to resave and repackage. I mean, every single time. So when you open your InDesign file, you make changes to fonts, you make changes to pictures, you make changes to colors, you save it, and then you have to repackage it. So here you can see, and we'll get very familiar with this. Once you go to save your file, you'll go to File, Save, and then once you've saved it, you go File again, and you click Package as listed below. And once you click Package, it'll give you some prompts that we'll go through and you'll see in the demo, and then all of your work is saved there together. Package folders. These are important pieces to look for when creating the package folder. So, as we just pointed out, when you did File, Package, this is the window that appears. We have our naming convention, as you can see, and InDesign automatically adds the word folder. So even though it's on our naming convention, InDesign adds it, so we leave it. From there, you can see that it'll save your working file, a PDF of your artwork, an IDML file for InDesign, which can be very important, your font subfolder, link subfolder, or instruction folder. So with the fonts, you never know, you can download and outsource fonts. You're going to open that up later on. You're going to have to re-download the font to a new computer. Your links consist of pictures that you may have added to the graphics, or a linked Photoshop file, or a linked Illustrator file. All of this will become familiar as we go on this semester. And then there's an instruction file, which is just there for the sake of, it's just included. InDesign package folder. This folder will contain your working files and will be placed inside of the main folder. The naming convention for your package InDesign folder is AMCA underscore A1 underscore description underscore last name. So you notice the description is added to your working file, and which will subsequently be added to your packaged InDesign file. So once again, we have our program, AMCA, assignment number, depending on what your assignment is, it'll change to A1, A2, A3, so on. Description, choose one word from the assignment name. So samples would be a good one for A1. As you saw with our A2 communication assignment, we had _email, _calendar, _teams to help decide or describe which one was required for each. And your last name will be at the end as well. So here's the breakdown. We have our main folder with the naming convention, AMCA A1, last name. Our package folder, AMCA A1 description, last name. And then a second supplied file folder within our main folder. So save this, screenshot it. I've also uploaded a PDF of this lecture. Print out this page, whatever you gotta do. This is what my class requires. So finally, here's the recap. Main folder name, AMCA A1, there's my last name. Subfolders, supplied and the package folder. So this means your working file name, AMCA, A1, samples, last name, and all the information that is automatically gathered from your InDesign package folder to your working file, PDF, IDML, font folder, link folder, and instruction file. So this is truly important. Make sure we get all of this information, whatever you need to do to keep it with you throughout the semester. This is what you need. And that's it for today's lecture. So we will do an assignment and kind of help get into this. This practice, this lecture, we will be using for every single assignment for this semester into next semester. Very important. All right, let's get started.